back here on National Geographic Weekend. I'm Boyd Mattson. Hey, are you like me? Are you ready for winter to be over? Well, I don't know that we can speed up that process, but we can escape these freezing temperatures, this bleak landscape. If you're wondering where to go to do that, pick up the January-February issue of National Geographic Traveler magazine because they have done the legwork for you. Great winter escapes. 12 places sure to warm you up. Norie Quintos is the editor who worked on the article. Welcome back to the show, Norie.
Thanks, Boyd.
Now, you didn't know it was going to be this bad a winter because knowing how magazines are put to bed, you had to come up with this idea in the summer.
When we started putting this piece together in last summer, it was incredibly hot and, global warming and all that. And we consulted the Farmer's Almanac, and they were predicting a bitter cold winter. Now, I really didn't believe it, but we wrote about it, and they predicted it, and here you go. We have experienced this kind of Arctic blast this winter, so I am a new believer in the Farmer's
Almanac. That's unbelievable. All right, so you had to pick out a dozen places, and one of them you picked was Bimini, an island in the Caribbean that doesn't get much attention, but historically to me, and I've been there, this is a place to go because it's where Hemingway used to hang out and fish. And Adam Clayton Powell, if anybody remembers the congressman from Harlem, that was his getaway before they kicked him out of Congress. Martin Luther King wrote his Nobel Prize acceptance speech while hanging out in Bimini. And then, of course, that's where Gary Hart got caught on the monkey business with Donna Rice years ago. So it's a political hangout as well.
Yes. Well, for us normal folks, Bimini is a wonderful, it's one of those old throwbacks to the it's the old Caribbean that's fast disappearing, although technically it's not in the Caribbean. It's in the Bahamas. It's a small, wispy, 7-mile-long stretch of sand, and it still offers a wonderful refuge in terms of the houses are all low-lying. The guest houses are small. You won't find any big high-rise hotels here. But increasingly, it's offering this kind of eco nature tour. You can hike the Bimini Nature Trail. Look for this. It's very harmless. It's the Bimini boa. It's a harmless but endangered snake. You can go hiking. You can swim with a friendly pod of dolphins. You can go kayaking.
And so it's beautiful water.
It's blue.
Blue, and some wonderful snorkeling and scuba diving in the area. And if you want to, you can even go scuba diving with sharks there. Harmless sharks. I know for some of you that's hard to comprehend, but there are harmless sharks out there. All right, another place you pick is in Mexico. This is a little 26-mile-long island, Isla Holbox.
Well, I probably should spell it for you if anyone wants to look it up, because the pronunciation is a little odd. It's Holbox. Again, it's in Mexico. It's really just a short ferry ride or airplane hop from Cancun, north of Cancun.
Why not just stay in Cancun?
Well, I would call it the anti-Cancun. This is really one of those barefoot, sandy islands people dream about and few people really find. It's a quintessential fishing village. There are only 300 hotel rooms and 26 miles of virgin beaches. So you do the math there. No casinos, no cars, no asphalt roads even. People get around on golf carts. You can rent them.
So if you're looking for what would be total relaxation, you're not overrun with the high-pressure life and technology. This is really, you have nothing to do but sleep and relax and hike around and walk and enjoy the scenery.
Talk to the locals, walk on the beaches, eat. There are some great casual restaurants that have been opened by expats, Europeans and Americans who came to visit and actually never left.
We're talking about the great winter escapes. If you're tired of the cold and you want a brief getaway, as listed in National Geographic Traveler magazine, the January-February issue, Norie Quintos is the editor of the article. Another place, the Seven Lakes District in Argentina. This is even better than the right now. If you want to get away from the Finger Lakes in New York or the Great Lakes,
head to these other lakes, and there are actually more than 7 lakes. There are many more than 7. I love this area. It reminds me of the Italian Alp country. You've got crystal clear glaciated lakes, snow-clad Andean peaks, green forest, and remember, it's down in the southern hemisphere. It's summer there. the weather is beautiful and warm. This is typically done as a road trip with a starting point at the town called Bariloche. And it's a town that you would swear is in Europe. It's full of Bavarian chalets, fondue restaurants, artisanal chocolate shops, great pasta, a legacy of Italian immigrants, and of course your famous Argentine asados, the meat barbecues that are so famous down there.
And what you tried to do with these dozen places or winter getaways is give us something that's not in the typical tourist brochure list of places, the hot spots where it's a lot of nightclubs and dancing. It's a real authentic getaway. So check out the National Geographic Traveler magazine February edition, and it will help you warm up. And also in the article, you have a couple little sidebars like cheap places to go and local drinks to order when you're in some of these places. Some of my favorites, pisco sours, caipirinhas, tequila.
Some of my favorites, too.
Yeah, it's a great article. Thanks, Norie.
Thanks, Boyd.